for everyone who thought Joel Embiid shushing the crowd and going on social media saying what he said was a big deal. For other teams, maybe. But for some reason, this not only fuels Joel Embiid, but it fuels the whole squad. Now, it shouldn't take that, but it did. It also didn't hurt that we were home. What is going on, everybody? I go by Philly Mike, and this is the Philly Talk Podcast. For those who are new to the channel and love talking Philly sports every single day, go ahead and click that subscribe button. And like it says, turn post notifications on, click that bell so you guys don't miss when I put my next video out. Now, if you've been rocking with me for a minute, old subscriber or a new subscriber, and you want to help this channel grow, do me one solid favor and smash that like button. It's easy, it's simple, it's quick, and what that does is it pushes this content to other Philly fans so we can grow this Philly community. With that being said, let's jump into tonight's game. You had the Sixers take on the Clippers at the Wells Fargo Center, and they won 110-103. Let's start by saying, I was curious to see how Joel Embiid would respond with the whole social media outburst, the fact that every network today was talking, should the Sixers trade Embiid? Should they keep Embiid? Should they do this? And also, I wanted to see how Ben Simmons, Tobias Harris, and the guys would respond because they're kind of tangled up in this whole what should the Sixers do with Joel Embiid saga too. And I think everybody responded the exact way they needed to by coming out and getting a big win against a title contender. Yes, we were at home, but still, this was a big win. After the struggles we were facing, I think a lot of stuff came out today saying that we are still a good team when we put it together and when we're home. The Sixers now move to 34-21 on the season and still have the NBA's best home record in the league. And it's 25-2. That just rolls off your tongue. 25-2. We don't need to talk about the road record right now. We'll get to that. We do have to continue to work to fix this road struggle that we have. But that is for the remainder of the season. After the All-Star break, we're really going to have to buckle down with this road struggle. But let's talk about tonight's game. So Joel Embiid grabbed the offensive rebound, put it back up, got and one, and the crowd went wild. And Joel Embiid gave one of his signature, hands up, smiling out to let the crowd know that he's not going nowhere. Now, Joel Embiid only played 28 minutes in this game because he got into foul trouble early, but he was good when he was playing. And what I loved about his game tonight is he wasn't settling just for the threes. He took some threes, but he wasn't settling for just the three. He was making his presence be felt in the paint, where he was abusing guys like Zubac and Trez. These guys are too little. Joel Embiid is too big of a man for almost anybody to stop when he's doing what he needs to do in the paint. But like I said, he played 28 minutes. He was 8 of 17 for 26 points and 9 rebounds. And like I said, his dominance in the paint was really good. Now, bringing Horford off the bench worked in everybody's favor. I mean, it just looked like there was space out there. And although Korkmaz had an off game, a really off game, and we'll talk about that, the spacing still looks so much better with no Al Horford there. I'm not against Al Horford, but he deserves to be in a spot where he can play the 5 and be able to better fit his talents than to share the floor with Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid, and everything just looks so clogged. Now, let's talk about Ben Simmons for a quick second because he was the star of the game. He shot the ball 22 times. I'm all for Ben Simmons being aggressive. I say this all the time. He has to shoot the ball at least 10 times. I hate when he shoots the ball 6 or 7 times in a game. He's too talented. This man was 12 of 22 for 26 points, 12 rebounds, and 10 assists. A 26-point triple-double while he was playing pretty good defense at times on guys like Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. And again, the Clippers had all their players, and they had the new addition, Marcus Morris, who went off a little bit at the end of the game and try to bring the game back, but wasn't able to successfully do that. Ben Simmons was attacking. He was getting to the rim. He was throwing up circus shots on the back. He was doing everything that any point guard can do. He was going to the hole hard. I loved it. He wasn't looking to pass. I think early in the game, he only had 4 assists, and I wasn't even mad that his assist total was low because the aggressiveness of getting to the hole and getting his own shot instead of passing it up. I remember one specific play where he kind of pulled up for like a floater, and I'm like, there's no way Ben Simmons can shoot this. He's like 8 feet away from the basket. Now, 8 feet to someone else is like an easy gimme shot. 8 feet is a far distance for Ben Simmons. It's almost considered a jump shot. And he went up like this. I could have sworn he was going to pass it out, but he pulled the shot. Call it a floater if you want, and he nailed it. I loved it. I loved it. And you had guys like Tobias, who dropped 17 points, 12 rebounds, and 5 assists. And Jay Rich had 21. So you had the main 4 players have 28 for Embiid. 26 for Embiid, 26 for Simmons, 21 for Jay Rich, and 17 for Tobias. It was fantastic. And Al Horford only scored 9 points, but he was very efficient. 3 for 4 for 9 points, and he had a lot of great plays on defense. Now, throughout the game, around the 4th quarter, we saw Al Horford and Joel Embiid get on the court at the same time. And I was a little nervous we were going to get into that stagnant, clogged up middle offense. But we were able to move the ball around, get some stuff going, and then Brett finally decided to change that lineup when it mattered. Like I said, it's nothing against Al Horford. It's just that he kind of, not only does he take away from his game, but he takes away from Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons. And the spacing is just messed up. I like the fact that they keep getting Glenn Robinson involved. He caught a oop layup from Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons got some great passes, throw some dimes. That was a perfect pass. Alex Burke did play like 12 or 14 minutes this game. He only made 1 shot, but it's good to see them getting integrated to the offense. We're going to need to see that heavy guard play with Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons. The fact that Josh Richardson is back, who was supposed to be on a minute restriction, but ended up playing more because we really wanted this win. This was a statement win for the Philadelphia 76ers. When he's dribbling the ball down and being a point guard, it frees Ben Simmons up to do more things. And Matisse Thybulle didn't score much. He had a clutch 3 in the 4th quarter to kind of put the game a little bit on ice. But this man is all over the court. He was trying to guard Kawhi and PG. Has some good defense on Kawhi. He's a little bit too little. Not strong enough to stay with Kawhi at the point of attack because he just bullies him and goes up. But that block that he had against Shamet was great. The catch-up rate he did. He should have never been able to get over there to contest it, let alone block it. Like I said, the team looked a lot crisp with Horford coming off the bench. The starting 5s had space. That's what happens when you have some space. Now, let's get to Korkmaz. He played 23 minutes, and he actually got the start. I kind of wanted to see Matisse Thybulle start because you got the defense to guard Kawhi and PG, and then you got Korkmaz coming off the bench with Al Horford, so you're not just putting Al Horford in with a bunch of scrubs. Well, role players. You get Korkmaz in, who's been hot, and don't change it. If it's not broke, don't try to fix it. He's been doing this magical, playing 20 plus 30 minutes off the bench. So you put him in a starter lineup. He's seeing a lot of looks where he's just standing around because Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons, Tobias Harris, Josh Richardson is doing all the heavy lifting. He kind of gets out of his flow. So I would still keep him off the bench, but play him 25 minutes or plus. He was 0 for 4 from the field, 0 for 5 from the field, 0 for 4 from 3. He wasn't feeling it, but he did come out with a goose egg. But at the end of the day, back-to-back 30-point games, we're going to give Furkan Korkmaz a little pass because he's not a Al Horford who's making $100 million. He's not a Tobias Harris who's making $100 million. That's a different story. But I think it's better for him to come off the bench with Al Horford. And you still got guys like Al Horford, Glenn Robinson, Alex Burke maybe, and Furkan Korkmaz, so you have a still solid foundation with Al Horford being the leader on the court at that time. Let's talk about one thing I really want to talk about. This is the way we won this game. We only shot 29% from three-point line. I mean, the Clippers shot 45.2% from three, and the three ball kept almost bringing them back. Morris with a three, Shamit with a three, Lou Wills with some three, Kawhi Leonard with some threes. These three balls kept catching them up. Every time we pulled away, they would shoot a three, another three, another three, and that's what kept them in the ball game. But we did shoot 46.3% from the field. That was pretty good, but again, we average in the 33 to 37% from three, and we shot 29. So we shot a little bit under what we averaged. But what we did do was play in the paint. Joel Embiid was scoring in the paint. Ben Simmons was scoring in the paint. We had 58 points in the paint compared to the Clippers, 38. We outscored them 58 to 38 in the paint. That's what I'm talking about. 20 points outscoring them in the paint. That's huge because, again, when the three ball's working, go ahead. Let Furkan shoot. Let Tobias shoot. Let Josh Richardson shoot. Let Ben Simmons try. Well, we know he's not going to do it, but you know what I'm saying. But when it's not working, you have to say, okay, let's get easy buckets. Let's get backdoor cuts. I saw some backdoor screens. I mean, it just looked a little bit more crisp. Maybe the plays are actually coming out now because there's space. I don't know what it was, but whatever it was, it worked. We beat a contending team at home. Like I said, it still drives me crazy how bad we are on the road. I mean, really bad. Before this video is over, I'm going to show you a screenshot of what they showed. Oh my gosh, like when you look at the numbers like that, it's just mind-blowing. We do have to correct these struggles on the road. But all in all, Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid, Tobias Harris, Josh Richardson, even Al Horford taking it on the chin and just coming off the bench. They all played a great role, a great game. They played defense. Matisse Thybulle, Josh Richardson, and Ben Simmons, these three guys on the wing are going to be a problem. I thought I would never say that Josh Richardson is our worst defender on the wing because he's a really good defender, but Matisse and Ben are just a problem. With all that being said, this was a huge win, 110 to 103. The Sixers are now 25-2 at home. Let's make some noise. We got the All-Star game coming up. That's when basketball gets serious. After the All-Star break, we got to get serious. We got to buckle down, and we got to start winning these games like we won today. It was beautiful to see everybody do what they got to do. But Ben Simmons being aggressive and shooting baby 8-footers, let's continue that process. Trust the process. With all that being said, I go by Philly Mike, and this is the Philly Talk Podcast. Let me know in the comment section how you guys felt about this win because I love hearing from you guys. That's the best part about this thing. With all that being said, if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button, turn post notifications on, click that bell so you can see these videos as soon as I put them out. You guys know what time it is. We out.